By what name are you known?
There are some who call me Tim.
Welcome to another episode of Timmy Talks, the channel where we talk old school magic. And today I am in my favorite pub. Look at it, it's beautiful, the Twee Klaveren. And I'm playing some sweet casual magic with my friend Juriaan. And we've brought some pretty spicy decks to the table. I'm playing with Ashling Leprechaun deck, the Leprechaun Ward deck. It's green, it's white. It's pretty cool. It's not very good, although when it works, it can be very good, but more about that in the deck section of the video. And I'm taking on, like I said, Juriaan, and he's playing a deck called Crimson Disc. It's a mono red deck built around Nevinyrral's Disc. Now, before I go to the deck decks, I've got lovely deck photos of both of these decks. I would first like to tell you something about the Timmy Talks Patreon page. Aye, me hearties. If you would like to support the show, you can become a patron at patreon.com/TimmyTalks. We have 3 different patron levels. You can join as an apprentice for just $1 a month, and this will give you access to the Timmy Talks Discord, and you can join in on all the Timmy Talks online tournaments, such as the Color Clash and the Reprint Masters. You can also become a supporter at the Sorcerer level for just $2 a month. When you are a Sorcerer, your name will be mentioned in the end scroll, and if you want, you can play a game against, well, me. But there is more. If you become a supporter at the Pirate level, we can even make an episode together. Aye! Haha! You can also choose to pay annually for a 10% discount. So what are you waiting for, me hearty? Visit patreon.com/TimmyTalks and join the Timmy Talks crew. Arrgh! And we are back and ready to dive into the deck. So let's start with the player on the left, which is, well, me. Let's take a look at my Leprechaun Ward deck. And here we see in my deck Leprechaun Ward. And Leprechaun Ward is named after 2 cards, Ashling Leprechaun and Green Ward. And the cool thing is here that the Leprechaun does something very special. It's a 1/1 creature from Legends for 1 green that reads, whenever this creature blocks or becomes blocked by a creature, that creature becomes green. And this effect lasts indefinitely. So for the rest of the game, this creature is green. Unless, of course, it dies and then you bring it back onto the battlefield. But you know what I mean. So it's green. If you then put a green ward on the Leprechaun, it can basically not die. I mean, not in combat at least. Let me explain how that works. You're attacking with your 1/1 Leprechaun with green ward attached to it, right? Enchanted on the Leprechaun. They block with, let's say, a 4/4 Suchi. That Suchi becomes green before it deals damage to the Leprechaun. So it first becomes green, then it deals 4 damage to the Leprechaun, but the Leprechaun has protection from green, right? Get it? So the next turn as well, when the Leprechaun attacks, the Suchi can't even block it because it's green, so it becomes unblockable as well. So that's pretty cool, but it's usually not enough to also win the game. So I was looking at, okay, what other cards can I combine with these 2 cards? And then I thought, well, if I'm making everything green, then of course a Circle of Protection green becomes really good. So I've put Circle of Protection green in this deck, 3 in total. And then I thought, if I'm playing Circle of Protection green, another effect that's really good is the Hurricane effect of If Bifurfried. If Bifurfried is a 3/3 flying creature from Arabian Nights for 2 green and 2 that reads, whenever you pay a green, deal 1 damage to each flying creature and each player. So if I have a green ward, of course, if I have a Circle of Protection green, I'm going to prevent the damage that I'm taking from the If Bifurfried. If I have a green ward enchanted on the If Bifurfried, the If Bifurfried is not taking any damage from itself because that's a green source and is protected from green with the green ward, if you can still follow me. So there's just a lot of things happening in this deck. Another really cool piece of synergy here is when I put Spirit Link on the If Bifurfried with the green ward on it, and assuming that they also have a Circle of Protection green, because then I've got an absolutely sick life-making mechanism going. I mean, that can get out of hand very, very quickly. And if I'm gaining a lot of life, it works together really well with Sylvan Library, because I can cash in that life gain, for cards. And when I was building this deck, I was like, okay, I already have Circle of Protection green, I already have green ward, I already have lifelink. I'm like, okay, Force of Nature really fits into this deck because Force is an 8/8 trampler and you've got to pay 4 green during the upkeep. If you don't, you take 8 damage. But if you've got a Circle of Protection green, you can prevent that damage. If you've got Spirit Link, you're going to take 8 damage, but then gain 8 life from that same Force of Nature, so that is just really good synergy. And then I was looking at the deck, I'm like, okay, I'm now playing with so many enchantments. Maybe I should also play with Fajorn Enchantress, because Fajorn Enchantress is an O2 creature that lets you draw a card whenever you play in enchantment. So this deck was really this almost this how do you call it, that snowball effect? You know, when you start with a little small bowl where you have like, okay, I've got this Ashling Leprechaun together with Green Ward, and then you stumble upon the next card and the next card and the next card, and before you know it, you've got an entire deck. And I'm still puzzling. I'm still puzzling with the deck, trying to find out how many if-biff should I play. Should I play 2? Should I play 3? What enchantments should I play? I'm also playing Lifeless in this deck, for example, 2 in total. Should I play 2 or should I play more? So you're constantly tweaking. You know, I'm playing Skull of Orm in this deck, which is really cool, of course, with the Juriaan Enchantresses, but is it really good enough? So I'm just, you know, testing. And I think a day like today in the pub, slinging spells, drinking beers is the perfect place for this deck. So I'm really looking forward to show this deck to you, and hopefully it's going to do its thing and you can see how powerful it can be. And here we see the deck of Juriaan. So Juriaan has called this deck Crimson Disc, and this deck is built around the playset of Nevinyrral's discs that you can find in this deck. And maybe it's good to first note that Juriaan is playing with some proxies here today. You can probably spot them already on the deck photo. The cool thing is that Juriaan makes his own proxies, and I think it's so cool. So we see there the Chaos Orb, the Mox Ruby, the Sol Ring, and the Black Lotus here are proxied out. You can see that on the picture. Beautiful proxies. I have to say, I also have a Library of Alexandria that Juriaan made for me. Really, really sweet. I love homemade proxies. It's kind of a weak spot. So yeah, those are the proxies in the deck. I just want to mention that because people often have questions about, do you play proxies in matches? Sometimes we do, and when we do, I always mention it in the video and always in the video's description as well. So let's now look at what the deck actually wants to do. So it's playing with 4 Nevinyrral's discs, so that's probably a good place to start. Nevinyrral's disc is an artifact for 4 that comes into play tapped. You can pay 1 and then it destroys all artifacts, enchantments, and creatures in play. The cool thing about destroys is that you can then regenerate your creatures, and that is what Juriaan wants to do here as well. He's playing with 4 clay statues, for example, and he can regenerate those for 2 mana, so then they stick around after he's used the Nevinyrral's disc. And then he's also playing with 4 Rook Egg. So Rook Egg is an 0/3 creature from Arabian Nights. And when this creature is destroyed, you get a bird token, a 4/4 flying bird token at the beginning of the next end step. So again, Rook Egg is also a card that doesn't mind to see a Nevinyrral's disc activation. And then he's also combining that, of course, with the Mishra's Factory. So Mishra's Factory, of course, is a land. So when you pop the disc, it's not going to be destroyed. And after that, you can animate it and attack with the 2/2 and deal some damage. Now, on top of that, he's also playing with a healthy dose of burn, which I'm really not happy with, actually. He's playing with 4 lightning bolts and 4 chain lightnings. That's going to be a bit of a problem for me in this matchup. Lightning Bolt, of course, 1 red, instant speed, 3 damage to any target. And then Chain Lightning has a really nice synergy with Rook Egg. Chain Lightning is a sorcery for 1 red that also deals 3 damage to any target. But then it has an effect because it says that the player or that permanent's controller may pay 2 red. And if you do, you can choose a new target. That means that if you target your Rook Egg, Juriaan can pay 2 more red and deal 3 damage to another target. And then he can, for example, target me, you know, or maybe kill my Enchantress, or maybe he's got another Rook Egg that he wants to kill. So Chain Lightning and Rook Egg, I mean, that's some really sweet synergy. Then he's also playing with a card that I think is a little bit underplayed, so I'm actually happy to see it today, and that is Fissure. Fissure is an instant from the dark for 2 red and 3 that reads bury target creature or destroy target land. So it's pretty sweet, right? You've got an option. It's kind of like the red disenchant, but then of course it's way more costly, which is probably the reason why it doesn't see a lot of play, but I still think it's a cool card. He's also playing with 4 Stone Rains and 2 Blood Moons, so he's pretty heavy on destroying my mana base as well. To be honest, this deck is looking a little scary. I'm not quite sure if I'm happy with this matchup. Maybe I could just make everything green so that it doesn't hurt me. Could that be a strategy? But I have to say, Juriaan, your deck, it's looking pretty good. Is it really good? You know what? Let's find out. Let's go to the match between Leprechaun Ward and Crimson Disc. Game number 1, here we go. So I'm sitting on the left with my Leprechaun Ward deck, and on the right we have Juriaan with Crimson Disc. And here we can see my opening hand, Sylvan Library for Journey Enchantress, Sol Ring, and Lance. Not a great hand, but also not too bad. Let's see what Juriaan can do here, starting with a mountain. Passing the turn. And there is a forest into a Soul Ring. Passing the turn back here to Juriaan. Let's see what he can do in his second turn. Ooh, there's a Black Lotus. Crack the Lotus. Tap the land. There's a Navanurl's Disc. Missing the land drop, by the way. So pretty aggressive here with the disc. Playing a second green. Gonna tap 4. What are we gonna see? And there is an If Biff Afreet. So this is a 3/3 flyer from Arabian Nights. And for 1 green, you can deal 1 damage to each player and each creature with flying. So it's got a built-in hurricane mechanic. And I wonder if Juriaan is now going to pop the disc. Kind of expecting him to do that. Oh, but he's not. He's going to use Shatter instead. Going to take care of the Soul Ring. I don't mind, actually, because now I can just attack with the 3/3, deal some damage here to Juriaan. There's the attack. He's going to drop to 17. Thinking about playing something out, but deciding not to, which I think is a good decision. Should just keep the cards in hand and keep attacking with the If Biff, at least for now. Hopefully forcing Juriaan to pop the disc, but it looks like he's going to play something out. There's a Stone Rain, destroying my forest. In response, I'm going to activate the If Biff twice, so both of us are taking 2 points of damage. Juriaan dropping to 15. I'm on 18 at the moment. Finding a Force of Nature there from the top. There's a Pendelhaven. Attacking with the 3/3. Going to put Juriaan here on 12. So far so good. Juriaan's quite low. And there's another Mountain. Looks like he's got another Stone Rain in hand. He's playing with 4 Stone Rains in total and 2 Blood Moons. He's going to tap 3. Okay, there we see a Stone Rain. Going to take care of the Pendelhaven. Again, I'm going to activate my If Biff in response for 2. So Juriaan dropping here to 11. And I'm dropping to 16. There's the attack for 3. Oh, and now he's going to pop the disc. Yeah. Yeah, as to be expected, had to pop it sooner or later. I'm actually quite happy that he waited so long. I feel like I got a lot of value out of that If Biff Afreet. There we see a Juriaan Enchantress hitting the board, the O2 creature from green, and every time I cast an enchantment, I get to draw a card. I also have another Juriaan Enchantress in hand. Also have a Sylvan Library in hand. Ooh, there's a Bolt though, and also an attack for 2, by the way. I'm dropping to 14, and my Enchantress is toasted. That's not great. Playing out a duel here. Gonna tap 3 again. There we see a Juriaan Enchantress hitting the board. So the Enchantress is here. Can it stick? That's the question. I guess it can, because Juriaan is tapping out to cast a clay statue. 3/1 creature from Antiquities, and for 2 you can regenerate the statue. So works together quite well with the disc. Tapping a green. Oh, we see a Wild Growth. That is sweet. Gonna draw a card from the Enchantress. And I also have exactly that Sylvan still in hand, right? Exactly. There we see the Sylvan. This is what I want to do with this deck. You know, drawing cards, get advantage. And now with the Sylvan, I can hopefully find more enchantments and keep drawing cards. Also have, of course, that Force of Nature in hand. I'm getting closer and closer to being able to cast that. Looks like I'm going to pass turn here to Juriaan. Going to untap, upkeep, and draw. Let's see what he can find. Ooh, there's another factory. He could actually attack me here for 6. I would drop to 8. Looks like he's thinking about it. Just attacking for 3, though. Going to drop to 11. So both of us are on 11 at the moment. Gonna tap 4. Okay, there's a Rook Egg. Ooh, that's gonna be a really good blocker against my Force of Nature. That is unfortunate. Let's see what I can find. 2 lands on the top there and a green ward. Ugh. That is pretty useless, to be honest. I mean, at least green ward is an enchantment. It can draw me a card, but I really don't want to enchant green ward on the Force of Nature or on the Juriaan Enchantress. At least not at this stage. So gonna pick the land instead. Green ward there on the top and another basic. Gonna play a basic forest here. Gonna tap 5, tap 6. What are we gonna see? Ah, there we go. Force of Nature. Yeah, baby. 8/8 trample. And during your upkeep, I have to pay 4 green or else the force does 8 damage to me. Which would put me into bolt range, by the way. So I really wanna pay the upkeep cost. Let's see what Juriaan can do. And again, I mean, Juriaan doesn't have to worry that much. Yeah, force is annoying. It's a really good blocker as well at this stage. But, I mean, he's got that rook egg as a perfect answer. So I'm probably not going to attack here with the force. And Juriaan passing turn here. And it looks like I only want to pay 3 green, but I have to pay 4 green here, exactly. So I have to tap the duel as well. And now I'm going to look at the top 3 cards. Ooh, is that a Leprechaun? That's quite interesting. I could go here for the Leprechaun. And then next turn play the Green Ward on the Leprechaun. That's basically what you want to do with Leprechaun Ward. So let's see if I can assemble the combo here for you guys. Looks like I'm still in the tank though. I mean, it's pretty clear, I think. I should just go for the Leprechaun, play the Leprechaun, pass turn. I could also be aggressive and attack with the force, but then he's going to block on the rook egg and he's going to get a 4/4 flyer. I don't think that's a good decision. Also have another force in hand there, by the way. Look at that. Cannot play out that force though, because I'm already paying the mana cost for the other force. Yeah, maybe 3 Force of Natures is too much to play. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. But I mean, Force of Nature is such a cool card. You want to draw and you want to play it. You want to have fun with it. And remember, I'm playing Circle of Protection Green main in this deck, so it works together really well with the Force. Yeah, I'm going to play the Leprechaun here. I think that's a good decision. Just Leprechaun and pass for now. Yep, going to pass here. Ooh, Fisher from the top for Juriaan. Card from the dark. This is a reprint from, I believe, 4th edition. Yeah, gonna tap 5. We're gonna see the Fisher in action here. I mean, could have done it as well after my upkeep. After I paid for my upkeep for the force, by the way, because Fisher is an instant. But of course, now Juriaan can attack with his 3/1, so that kind of makes sense. It's probably, yeah, gonna take the damage and drop to 8. I mean, things are looking bad for me. I started off quite well with that if-biff and being able to deal so much damage to Juriaan, but now he's kind of taken over, even though I've got my my card draw engine working. So I'm going to choose the Green Ward here. Going to play the Green Ward on the Leprechaun. Going to draw a card, a basic force. Lots of lands here in this game. Going to play the basic force, and now I could cast the Force of Nature. Yeah, gonna tap 6. There's the Force of Nature. So Force of Nature number 2 hitting the board. But again, that problem is still there. That rook egg is so annoying. So Juriaan finding another land. For a moment there, I thought it was going to animate the factories, maybe go in for an Alpha Strike, but it doesn't seem to make sense. Going to play out another clay statue. Going to choose to tap a little bit differently. I don't think it matters much, but now I guess you can still animate one of your factories. So yeah, it's we're kind of stuck here with this current board state, the both of us. Look at the top of my deck. It's not great. 2 more basic or 2 more lands. One is a duel, and that for Journey Enchanters. Looks like I'm going to go for more lands here. I'm going to play out the Ravenna. A dual land that you can tap for red or white. Sorry, for green or white, of course. Red is the color that my opponent's playing today, Juriaan. Crimson Disc. And I have to say, Juriaan, I'm liking your deck. I think it's cool. I also like the inclusion of 2 Fishers. And the fact that you're playing and 4 Stone Rains and 2 Blood Moons. I'm liking that as well. Because then with the Stone Rains, you can get rid of the basics. And with the Blood Moon, you can make sure all the non-basics turn into mountains. And a pass again for Juriaan. So both of us kind of in top decking mode. That should be in my advantage. Because I've got, of course, the Sylvan and I've got the Journey Enchanters on the board. But yeah, I wonder if I can do anything with it. It looks like I'm just finding more lands. Just not the stuff I'm looking for. Okay, another Enchantress. That's nice, but Enchantress is good as long as you can draw enchantments. But yeah, I haven't found Spirit Link. That would be a great card, by the way. Haven't found Circle of Protection Green. Okay, there we see a Soul Ring. And Juriaan passes the turn here. Again, 2 lands there. And okay, there's a wild growth. That's something. Also because I've got 2 enchantresses. So I'm going to draw 2 cards from the single wild growth, which is pretty sweet. I believe they're both lands though, but still it's something. Going to play out a basic forest. I mean, I could consider attacking with the Leprechaun. Nah, I don't think I should. I think it's too risky. Not sure why I'm untapping that dual land. By the way, should be tapped for that wild growth that I played. Oh, Juriaan's already passing the turn. Wow, that went quick. So Juriaan not finding anything. Ooh, there's a land tax, which is pretty useless, but it's an enchantment. So it's going to draw me 2 more cards. 8 lands for Juriaan, and I've got 9, I believe. Yeah, I'm going to tap the Ravenna here for the land tax. I'm going to draw 2 more cards. I mean, look at my board state. My board state's kind of nice. Ooh, and now I'm attacking all of a sudden. Attacking here with the Leprechaun. So 1/1 protection from green. I wonder if he's going to block. Ooh, it looks like he's going to block. That's cool. Finally going to turn something green. There's another Leprechaun. And yeah, I guess that Mishra's Factory is now green. Oh, that is pretty sweet. Not quite sure why we don't put a counter on it. Ooh, there we see a Chaos Orb. Looks like he's going to flip the orb. And as you can see, by the way, the orb, the Soul Ring, and the Black Lotus are proxies here. The cool thing is that Juriaan makes his own proxies. He's kind of an artist, which is pretty sweet. So Leprechaun dies here to the Chaos Orb. And I'm going to untap. Look at the top 3 cards. Is that another force at the top there? Is this an enchantment? Oh, look at this. Another green ward. Okay, we're back in business, baby. Going to draw 2 more cards. Let's see what I can find. More Avoid Fates. They've been pretty useless for me so far, but also found a new Force of Nature. And I have enough lands to play it out. Oh, that's going to be so cool. I wonder if maybe I'm going for an Alpha Strike next turn, you know, just attack with all the forces. Because the problem with Force, of course, is I have to pay 4 green in the upkeep. So I've got to pay 8 green now. Oh, Shivan Dragon. Oh, no, not a Shivan. Oh, this is so bad. Not a Shivan Dragon. Not a Shivan Dragon, please. Oh, that's bad. That is really bad. Ooh, there's a lure on the top. That is nice. Lure on the top. I could go for lure. Also have a life lace there. That could be quite valuable as well. Yeah, thinking about changing it. I don't think I should. Exactly. I can just play the lure. Oh, and I'm playing it here on the Leprechaun. Ooh, yeah, I remember this. We made a mistake. The Leprechaun is enchanted with Green Ward, so you can actually not enchant it with a lure. So the idea is I'm going to attack with everything. Now, Juriaan is forced to block everything on the Leprechaun, but that's not going to work because of the Green Ward. Now, if I would have known this, what I would have done is enchanted my Phrygian Enchantress with lure and then attack. It would have had the same outcome. Because of lure, Juriaan is forced to block everything, to block the creature with everything, right? So if I put the lure on the Enchantress, he's got to block it with all his creatures, and then my 2 forces of nature would trample through. So the lure would have still given me the victory. Pretty spectacular here, actually, because I think I would have lost the next turn to that Shivan Dragon. So that lure was one of the only weapons that could save me. But it is saving me here, winning the first game. Yay! Woohoo! So sorry for that little mistake with the lure and the green ward, but I hope you'll forgive me. But still, I think this was a very cool game to look at. And now both of us are going to dive into our sideboards. And we will catch back up with you in game number 2. Game number 2 here is about to start. Let's see what Juriaan can do here in the second game. Starting off with a Mana Vault. And let's see what I can do. Turn 1, a forest, tapping the forest. There's the Leprechaun. So Leprechaun on the board, 1/1 creature from Legends, and whatever it becomes blocked or is blocking a creature, that creature becomes green. And Juriaan is showing us his hand. Lots of clay statues in there. There's the attack for 1. Going down to a 19. Let's see if I can do something else. Perhaps drop that COP green, because I believe I see one in my hand. Gonna tap 2, or we're gonna see that circle of protection. There is the circle of protection greens. Of course, this is a well-known combo. The Leprechaun with the COP green. Leprechaun makes everything green. And of course, COP green protects me from any green sources dealing damage to me. And then ideally, you also want to have a green ward on the Leprechaun. Here we see a Mox Ruby. The proxied Ruby here is going to tap 4. And we're probably going to see one of those clay statues. I believe I had 2 or even 3 in hand. Clay statue here hitting the board. 3/1 creature antiquities. Pay 2, regenerate. Quite annoying. And I do have a disenchant there in hand. So I could actually disenchant the Vault, or could go for the clay statue, forcing Juriaan to use the mana Vault probably to regenerate the clay statue. Those are options. Then again, I could also just keep the disenchant in hand. Of course, I'm playing against a Nevinyrral's Disc deck, so the disenchants are quite valuable. Looks like I'm going to play it out, though. Yeah, on the clay statue, not quite sure if this is a very good move. I mean, I think my reasoning behind this is that now Juriaan has to make a choice to either untap the Vault, I guess he's going to do that, or spend his mana otherwise. And it kind of forms a weak Time Walk scenario, because Juriaan is using all his mana to just untap the Vault. But I think I should have kept the disenchant in hand here. I don't think it's a good decision. I mean, maybe I could have gone just for the Vault itself. Attacking here for 1 again, by the way. Going to put Juriaan on 17. And the reason that I think it was a bad move is because I'm playing against the Nevinyrral's Disc deck. So the disenchant is so incredibly good against the Disc. I should probably just keep it in hand until I find the Disc. Or find a good moment, of course, to target the clay statues. Oh, there we go, a life lace. So now I'm making the clay statue green, and therefore I can prevent the damage with the circle of protection green. But another clay statue here, that's unfortunate. So marking it now with a counter, so it is green. Looks like Juriaan is also going to have a look in his counter box. Wow, there's a lot of stuff in there, Juriaan. And yeah, that's better. A green counter is better to show that it's green. I'm playing a Soul Ring here. Also have a Spirit Link in hand there, it seems. Ooh, and a Force of Nature. If I can get 1 more green, or 2 more green. I think I need 2 more green to cast Force of Nature, but that would be pretty glorious. Only have 2 green at the moment. That would be a great answer to the clay statues. There's the attack with the clay statue that's not green. Gonna tap it here on the Leprechaun. So it's gonna turn green. And of course, Juriaan also has to regenerate it here. Ooh, and look at that, already taking my turn. Exactly, gotta wait, gotta have some patience. Juriaan playing a Rook Egg, forgetting to regenerate. It doesn't matter though. He's got enough mana to do it. And look at that, just passing their turn, not doing anything. The good news for me though is that both clay statues are green, so I can just prevent the damage with the COP green. That's exactly what I do. Oh, there's the disc, yeah. And this is what I was worried about, you know. This is why, again, I think I should have kept the disenchant in hand. I mean, I guess the good news for me, though, is I can just sit this one out. I can just wait until he's going to use the disc. And I believe I've got another COP green in hand. Not 100% sure, but I think I saw another COP green in my hand. Juriaan there has a Wheel of Fortune, I believe, and another card. Not quite sure which one that is. Maybe we're going to find out. I wonder if he's going to pop the disc here. Because remember, if he pops the disc, he's going to get a... Oh, there's a Shatter first. So I guess he's not going to pop the disc. Going to use the mana to prevent the damage of the clay statues. And there's the pass. Yeah, that's a wheel there in hand. So I thought maybe he would have popped the disc to destroy his own Rook Egg, because then he gets a 4/4 flyer. And remember, he can just regenerate the clay statues. And I'm also just going to pass turn. No need for me to play anything out at the moment. It's going to tap 4 here. Oh, another clay statue. So many of these statues. And Yeah, they're quite annoying because they're so difficult to kill. And remember, in this deck, I'm not playing Swords to Plowshares, at least not main. They're in the sideboard. But I'm really investing more in the Spirit Links because they work so well with If Biff Freed, and of course because of the synergy with the playset of Juriaan Enchantresses in the deck. Another green found, so need one more green and then I can start casting that Force of Nature in hand. I do have an If Biff Freed. The problem is if I play If Biff, he's probably going to detonate the disc. Then again, if I do nothing, he's just going to hit me for 3. So it looks like I want to provoke Juriaan here, playing out the If Biff Freed. Kind of telling him, you know what? I want you to use your disc, and if you don't, also fine. Then I have a 3/3 flyer. And I can also deal damage to you. He's going to take damage here from his vault. He's on 16. Seems to be a little bit in the tank, but is he? Yeah, he's going to do it. Popping the disc. It's unfortunate, though. I'm not sure if I should have played out the If Biff Freed. A little bit in doubt, and here we see Juriaan, of course, regenerating his entire clay statue army and getting that 4/4 bird token in his end step. So this is a little problematic. At least I've got another COP green. I don't have enough mana, though, to play NCOP green and play that If Biff Freed, because I have another If Biff Freed in hand, I believe, and I still don't have enough mana to play out my Force of Nature, which is very unfortunate. Force would be really nice here. Play out COP green. But even with the COP green, I'm looking at 7 points of damage. I'm on 17, so I could take a hit. Then again, I'm playing against red. You know, you don't want to get too low against red. Am I thinking about playing out the Spirit Link? Because I believe I've got a Spirit Link in hand. Yeah, there's a Spirit Link. I guess I'm going to play that on the 4/4 flyer. No, I'm not. Wow, look at this, playing it on the clay statue. And maybe my reasoning is, again, I'm not sure if this is the right decision, but maybe my reasoning is I've got that If Biff in hand, so next turn I can drop the If Biff, block the bird, pay a green, deal 1 damage to each flying creature, kill the bird as well, and the If Biff. That I don't want to lose the Spirit Link, I guess. Anyway, preventing the damage, gaining, get 3 from the other statue, gaining 3, so only taking the damage from the 4/4 flyer, so 4 damage, going to drop to 13. There's the Chain Lightning. Is he now going to cast the Wheel of Fortune? Ah, that's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. Really wanted to play out that If Biff Freed, but it's gone now, so let's just hope for the best. And look at this hand of Juriaan. That's all gas in the hand. It's really good, and I believe I saw a Blood Moon there. Ooh, that Blood Moon is bad news for my Force of Nature, because I got a dual land and a Pendelhaven that will turn into mountains if he drops that moon. Please play out something else, Juriaan. Oh, there's the Blood Moon. Yeah, this is really bad news for me. At least I still have 1 green mana, but my deck really needs more green than just a single green. Look at my hand. I've got all sorts of dual lands there that will turn into mountains. Okay, another Leprechaun. That's something. I can block the 3/1 Spirit-linked creature with the Leprechaun. And now I really wish I would have dropped the Spirit Link on the 4/4 flyer. Ay, 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 ay. This is just bad news. It's cool that I'm turning all those statues green, though. That's pretty funny. But I am dying. He's going to attack me here with the bird. Going to go to 6. And I believe I also saw a Shivan in his hand. He's going to tap 2. Oh, there's Chaos Orb. Going to activate Chaos Orb. No disenchant, I guess. It's going to flip here on the COP green. It's a hit. COP green is gone, and that's unfortunate. And actually, I'm doing this in the wrong order. Right before the flip, I need to activate my COP green. But Juriaan was kind enough to allow it. Because the interesting thing of Circle of Protection green is it says the next time a green source will deal damage to you, that damage is prevented. So you can actually do it before you take the damage. And that's exactly what I'm doing right now. But I do, of course, take the 4 damage from the bird. Going to drop to 6. There's another disc. Ay, 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 ay. This is really bad. Oh, look at that. Another force. I think I'm dead. Maybe I've got 1 more turn, right? Because I'm going to drop to 2. Yeah, because of that COP green. That's going to buy me one more turn. Okay, that's something. Now maybe I can find an answer for the bird. Who knows? But that hand is just pure gas of Juriaan. I'm going to play out a Stone Rain. Actually going to fork the Stone Rain. You don't see that often. Going to destroy my planes as well. And of course I'm going to use that mana for my COP green. What else does he have? If he's got like a bolt or a chain, I'm going to die anyway. Because he's going to attack with the 4/4 flyer. So I'm going to drop to 2. Yeah, there's the attack. I'm at 2. Okay, also attacking with the clay statue. Gonna block. Again, he has to regenerate. And I'm actually going to gain life. So I'm not sure if this attack was the right thing. Because that could, in theory, buy me another turn. Because I'm on 5 now. Untap, upkeep, draw. Okay, let's see what I can do. One more turn. Come on. Oh, look at that hand. I just need more green, right? Another plane's being played out. I've got dual lands there in hand, but they do nothing because they're mountains because of the Blood Moon, meaning I cannot play out my Juriaan Enchantress. I also believe I have a Force of Nature in hand. Cannot do anything with my forces in this match. It's pretty unfortunate. It looks like this is going to be game for Juriaan, but maybe I can squeeze out one last turn. It's going to attack here with pretty much everything. Going to prevent the damage. Take 4 from the bird. Drop to 1. And, ooh, there's the Shivan Dragon we saw earlier after the Wheel of Fortune. I believe you already had the Shivan. So here's the Shivan. I'm pretty dead, right? I am pretty dead, I think. Play out another duel. Yep, showing my hand. That's it. Juriaan winning here game number 2. And that means it's 1-1. So the good news is we're going to have an all-decisive game number 3. Game number 3. Here we go. So at least I'm on the play. That's a slight advantage. I am taking a mulligan though. And these are the cards that I'm going to keep. It didn't look very good. I've got some disenchants in there. At least that's something. But no creatures, I believe. Just a forest and a pop. So there's a green ward, disenchant, and lands. Okay, so this strip mine doesn't matter that much. More lands found. Avoid fate in hand as well. Not really that convinced that this is a good hand. Anyway, let's see what Juriaan can do. Just dropping a mountain, passing the turn. Okay, this is nice. This land tax is pretty sweet. And now we're at this standstill moment. Is Juriaan going to play out a land and ignore the tax? Or is he afraid? Oh yeah, he's going to play out the land, ignore the tax. Which is good. Passes the turn, so I can start taking out some basics and hopefully draw something useful. What would be really good would be a Sylvan. Leprechaun would be nice too. And okay, I'm finding, I think, a Leprechaun. So I can go forest and play the 1/1 creature. If I'm not mistaken, yep, it's the Leprechaun. That's on the battlefield. Also have a Pendelhaven in hand, so I can use that to make the Leprechaun a 2/3. And okay, there's a Stone Rain. And of course that Stone Rain is annoying, but doesn't hurt as much because I've got the land tax. But it is a good tempo play because of course you can only drop 1 land a turn. Gonna take some more basics out of my deck. 2 plains and a forest. Yeah, so this is a great start for me. Ooh, finding a duel though, that's unfortunate. More lands. Yeah, that's unfortunate. There's a Pendelhaven. I'm gonna tap 1, probably gonna play out that green ward. And I am gonna make it a 2/3. I'm a little bit surprised because I've got Avoid Fate in hand, so could keep Avoid Fate to protect it. Gotta discard 2 planes there. Then again, I mean, Avoid Fate doesn't work against sorcery, so it doesn't work against cards like Chain Lightning that's in the deck of Juriaan. It's not going to work against the disc either. And the disc can do some work here, actually. It can blow up a lot of permanents on my side of the board. This time only picking up 2 lands. I guess I don't want to keep discarding lands. Draw for turn. Another land from the top. Oh, that's so annoying. I mean, it's great to have the tax, but why do I keep finding these? Okay, there's a disenchant. Of course, I had that in my opener, so that's very helpful. A much needed disenchant on the disc. There's the attack. And this time I'm keeping the Pendelhaven untapped. I guess for that Avoid Fate. In case he plays a Lightning Bolt, for example. Here we see the Stone Rain. Yeah, you can see me checking the Avoid Fate, but it doesn't work against sorceries, unfortunately. I mean, that would have been really cool. Here's the hand. 2 forks there in hand. And also another Nevinyrral's Disc, but he doesn't have mana number 4 to play that out. Gonna find a single forest. Yeah, that's the thing with my deck. My deck is pretty slow. Needs a lot of time to set up, I guess. Ooh, also has a Wheel of Fortune in hand. That could be interesting for Juriaan to play out if he cannot find a land. There's the attack. Gonna deal 1 more damage to Juriaan, who's on 15, by the way. Again, discarding a land, passing the turn. Yeah, and I feel like I have to be careful not to discard too many lands. Okay, there's land number 4 for Juriaan. I'm probably going to play out the Nevinyrral's Disc again. Exactly. So now I need to try to find more disenchants. First, of course, picking out some lands. And now, of course, I'm going to go for a full 3. Why? I just want to... The more lands I take out, the higher the chances that I actually find a disenchant to take out the disc. What am I gonna find? The Soul Ring. Are you kidding me? I mean, I think I've drawn 2 lands in the Soul Ring now for the last 3 turns. I mean, I don't like whining, but this is pretty awful. Then again, it's part of Magic, of course. Playing out a Plains. I'm gonna put Juriaan on 13. Am I gonna play the Soul Ring? That's the question. I think I should. It's better than... No, I'm not. Actually just going to discard some basics. I wonder if I shouldn't discard the duels because I've seen Blood Moon. So maybe it's better to keep the basic forests here in hand. Now he's going to untap the disc, also taking damage from his own mana vault, it seems. So he's now on 12. Passing the turn. Okay, so I guess he's going to go for an end step activation here. Just drawing the 1. Oh, there's the disenchant I needed. 1 turn too late. Still a good card, of course. Attacking here. It's going to pop the disc. Everything is gone. Okay, so let's see. Going to play out that Soul Ring, I guess. I mean, I've got more than enough lands. There's a quick shatter on the Soul Ring. That's fine. So quite an interesting game number 3 here. We're kind of back to the starting point. With the big difference that Juriaan is just on 12. Ooh, he's got a lot going on in his hand there. We see Lightning Bolt. Fisher, of course, he cannot play out. Also that Wheel, and he has 2 forks. I'm finding a strip mine. I think I should strip one of the mountains, to be honest. Yeah, that's exactly what I do. I think this is good. It's gonna set him back. Ooh, he's going to find a manifold, though. Just passing the turn. And this is the moment where I need a Force of Nature. You know, in game 2, I had the Force in my hand the whole time, but couldn't cast it. Now I can cast it, but I don't have the Force. Playing 3 Forces of Nature in this deck. Another duel. Or actually the first duel, but another land. I guess I can now play out the COP green. There we see the Black Lotus. So I guess it's Juriaan's turn again. Let's see what he wants to do. I don't think Juriaan has a lot of options either. Of course, I don't know what cards he drew the last couple of turns, but the last time we saw his hand, he had double fork, a Wheel of Fortune, and Fisher in hand. Also has a Blood Moon now, it seems. Is he going to play it out? Yeah, Blood Moon from the top, so... That's going to give me 2 mountains there. My duel's becoming mountains. The good news for me, though, is that I have more than enough basics this time. Okay, there we see the Leprechaun hitting the board. I'm not playing out the COP green. I guess I want to keep that a secret for now. Gonna untap, upkeep, and draw. So at least I can attack. That's something. There's a bolt. Am I going to use Avoid Fate to protect it? Come on, let's use Avoid Fate. Can finally use it. Yay, Avoid Fate. Woo! I'm just happy whenever I can use an Avoid Fate, you know, because usually it's just a dead card in my hand, so at least I can use it here to save my Leprechaun. And there we see a Mishra's Factory. Now, I believe I've got a Disenchant in hand, so I could consider using that on the factory next turn if he animates it to block the Leprechaun. There's a Fissure on one of my planes. I mean, that could become problematic. First the attack, another Bolt. Yeah, now it's gone. Now it is toasted. Nothing. I have nothing to protect the Leprechaun here. Gonna tap 2. Gonna play out COP green. I think this is a good decision because what if he finds another Fissure, destroys my other planes, then I'm really in trouble. And he's gonna pass turn. So I've got a lure in hand. The problem is I don't have a creature. Look at that. 2 Spiritlings, 2 green wards. A lure, exactly. A Disenchant, which is good in a Wild Grove. So, yeah, pretty bad hand there. I mean, it could be a good hand if I had some creatures, but I don't. There's the other Fissure. Oh, this is unfortunate. This is unfortunate. Also gonna fork it. Gonna fork it again. Look at this. What a play here by Juriaan, destroying 3 lands. Yeah, give him a fist bump here. That's pretty epic. Oh, man. Attacking for 2, and I can no longer cast the Disenchant here. And I guess, of course, in response, I Disenchant the Blood Moon. Okay, fair enough. And then take the damage here. At least that's something. The problem is that he now has... Oh, look at this, an Avoid Fate. Completely useless. Could have used the Avoid Fate to protect my lands, actually. That would have been pretty funny. But, yeah, the problem here, of course, are those Mishra's Factories on the side of Juriaan. Juriaan choosing to untap his Mana Vault. Juriaan on 11, I'm on 18. There's a Soul Ring, passes the turn. I mean, if I could find like an if-bit for free, that would be pretty sweet. And this is a Leprechaun, okay. Gonna play a green ward here on the Leprechaun. Okay, so this is the combo, right? Now the Leprechaun cannot die in combat. Can, of course, still die to many things, like a Chain Lightning. And my Avoid Fate doesn't protect the Leprechaun against a Chain Lightning, which is very frustrating. Yeah, you can see me there, like, slamming my hand on the playmat, like, my cards... With that, I mean, very frustrating here. That's the thing with Avoid Fate. Why doesn't it protect your permanents from a sorcery? It wouldn't make the card too good. It would just make it a little bit better. Come on. Anyway, gonna draw for turn. Now I am finding exactly a Juriaan Enchantress, which is pretty good. Problem is that disc. Yeah, I mean, I could play just a green ward, I guess. Yeah, playing a green ward just to draw a card. Let's see what I can find. If Biff a Freak, that's an interesting one. I believe it's an If Biff. Can't really see it, but I think it's one. Problem, of course, now is that disc. Ooh, gonna play out a Chaos Orb. It's gonna flip the orb, I guess. Okay, gonna use the Mana Vault for that. Yeah, gonna go for the Enchantress. That is unfortunate. Or is he gonna go for the land? Not quite sure. Was that a full rotation? Also not sure, but I guess we decided it's a hit. So the forest is gone. Oh, look at that. And then he plays out the Wheel of Fortune, yeah. Actually, it's not too bad, because yes, I had a lot of enchantments. Then again, I'm losing that If-Biff. That's unfortunate. Let's see what Juriaan can do. Play out another mountain. Can animate and attack for 4 here if he wants. And I guess that's what he does. Going to attack here for 4. Or not. No, it's going to play out a Rook Egg. Okay, Rook Egg on the board. An 0/3 creature. So if he detonates a disc, he's going to get a 4/4 flyer in return. That's not great. Going to tap a green. I'm going to play out the Leprechaun. Nope, going to play out Wild Grove to draw a card. Okay, fair enough. Going to find a Strip Mine. What else can I do? Have another Enchantress just passing the turn. This surprises me a little. Deciding to take it back though, saying, wait a minute, I need more time to think. I mean, if I just pass, I'm just going to take more damage. Okay, it's going to untap. That's something. Because I want to say I'm just going to take 4 more damage from the factories. I'm on 16 still. I think I could have considered playing out the Leprechaun here. Anyway, let's see what Juriaan can do. Going to play out a clay statue. And pass turn back to me. Finding another COP green. Oh, and it's not a strip mine in hand. This is... yeah, what's the card called again? It's from Legends. You can tap it to return target legendary creature back to hand. Or you can tap it for a white. And the thing with this deck is, and maybe you notice it while you see me playing this Leprechaun Ward deck, is you just need to find the cards in the right order. You need to decide what you're going to do. And a little bit surprised I'm just passing the turn. He could have played out the other COP green. I guess I want to keep that in hand because of the disc, but still. There's another Rook egg now on the battlefield. Things are just getting worse and worse for me. Juriaan here also playing a Blood Moon. Ooh, that Blood Moon. That is a killer. No disenchant in hand, I believe. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, my goodness. That is bad news. I have a Life Lace. Okay, so I'm making the clay statue green with the Life Lace. Oh, but this is bad. And I think when I'm looking at my hand, I've got double COP green in hand, right? So why didn't I just cast one of those 2 COP greens to at least draw a card with the Enchantress, or try to play the second Enchantress out? Because they're going to replace each other in the worst case scenario. In response, Juriaan's going to pop the disc. Okay. Going to tap 4 here, it seems. Okay, going to play the If Biff Freed. Yeah, I'm not sure if this is a good move. I'm a little bit like in the corner here. I mean, the disc is just a big problem for me. If I was Juriaan, I would now just pop the disc. I mean, it's looking really good for him. Yes, he's going to destroy his own Blood Moon, but I mean, he's going to get 2 4/4 flyers. He's going to destroy my If Biff, going to destroy my COP green, my Enchantress. He's going to tap for 5, it seems. And I mean, you know, Juriaan is really in the driver's seat here. I mean, it's looking so good for him. I mean, he's really controlling the board. Yeah, he's going to pop the disc. Going to lose everything. Oh, this is bad. This is bad. Still has 4 floating. I guess he used 2 to regenerate the clay statue. Can of course use the other 2 to animate the factory. The 2 factories, swing in for 4, put me on 12. Has to put the some of the permanents still in the graveyard, by the way, but I'm sure he'll do that later. And let's see if he wants to animate and just attack for 4. That would make sense. Oh, it's looking so bad for me. And it was looking so good for me after that first game. Oh, Shivan Dragon. Oh, God. Oh, man. Okay, I'm going to drop to 12. Look at the forces now on the side of Juriaan. I'm so toast. I mean, he needs to remove the Blood Moons there and all that stuff. Yeah, now he's doing it. But it's not going to help me much. I'm so going to die next turn. Yeah, showing him my hand, and this is it. And Juriaan, I have to say, I'm liking your deck, man. I'm liking Crimson Disc. It looks really, really sweet. Looks like a really cool deck. And congratulations for winning here 2-1. And I also have to be critical about my own game here. I think in game 2 and game 3 there were moments where I didn't make the optimal decision. And I think when you play a deck like Leprechaun Ward, you just really need to play tight, because it's so hard. You're just waiting for, you know, the right combination of cards to make your move. And if you do it in the wrong order, yeah, things can just not work out for you. And the deck is very, very clunky. There's just a lot of cards in the deck that by themselves are not that great. So you just really need to have that combination of cards. But that being said, Juriaan, great deck. Congratulations. Crimson Disc. I like it. Please let me know in the comments below. Do you like games like these? Because then I'll put some more online in the future. Because I play against Juriaan a lot here in our pub here in the Twee Klaveren. It's always a lot of fun. For now, thank you very much for watching. And before you go, please take a moment to like, share, and comment on this video. And also, if you want to support the channel as a patron, you can become one via patreon.com/TimmyTalk. So if you go there, you can check out how you can support the channel and potentially get your name in the end scroll at the end of every single video. What end scroll? This end scroll.
What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor? Early in the morning, way hey and up she rises, way hey and up she rises, way hey and up she rises. Early in the morning, put him in the longboat until he's sober, put him in the longboat until he's sober, put him in the longboat until he's sober. Early in the morning, way hey and up she rises, way hey and up she rises. She rises early in the morning. Pull out the plug and wet him all over. Pull out the plug and wet him all over. Pull out the plug and wet him all over. Early in the morning. Way hey up she rises. Way hey up she rises. Way hey up she rises early in the morning. What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor? Put him in the scout to the husband's son. Put him in the scout to the husband's son. Put him in the scout to the husband's son.
Icketus, ficketus, somber, kazee.